K9RMR.
K9RMR.
Looked like the time got away from me. Sorry about that. 2 minutes late. CQNet. This is KB90FN activating the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net. Our transmitter site is located in Scipio, Indiana, on the WWWY Broadcasting Tower, courtesy of the White River Broadcasting Company. Also in Edinburgh at the WABZY Bob Hawkins Tower for the Jerry Rawlinson's 443.025 repeater. Net control for this session is KB90FN. If you have emergency or priority traffic, you may interrupt this net at any time. This net meets every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. local or 7:33, depending on my time constraints. KC9PAE 14525 repeater, KC9TME 442975 repeaters in Scipio, and the aforementioned N9JWR 443.025 in Scipio, or Edinburgh. Membership in any group is not required for participation, and all check-ins are always welcome. When you check into the net this evening, please indicate your name, your call sign phonetically, and your location. If the repeaters happen to fail, we will move to simplex frequency 147.585. Is there anyone that has information, traffic, or comments for the net? Please call so now. Until I think 1 p.m. Aries is doing a simulated emergency test. It looks like the counties that are confirmed right now in this area are Monroe, and their frequency is 146.640 with a PL of 136.5. I believe after 9:30 they'll be taking local check-ins. I'm trying to get permission to link into that repeater, so if you hear that come up on Saturday at 9:30, you will know that we were successful. I thought that Greensburg was going to be involved, and yes, they are. Decatur County 146955 with a 146.2 PL. That's for this Saturday, October 30th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Aries State Simulated Emergency Test. So I should be able to get permission from one of those two, Monroe or Decatur, to connect and maybe increase their amount of check-ins. So if you get some time, you're around the radio sometime, 9 to 1 Saturday, you may listen in and see what's going on with that. That's all I have. We'll go short time check-ins, Alpha through November.
Kilo, Charlie 9, Mike Victor Kilo, Rick and Seymour, short time, no comments.
Kilo, Niner, Bravo, Sierra, Charlie, David, North Vernon, short time, no traffic.
KI9G, Brent in Bologna, short time.
W9AMB, Amber in Bologna, short time. K9JOC, also in Bologna, short time.
Kilo, Golf, Niner, Delta, Kilo, that's KG9DK, short time, John, Bartholomew County.
Again, KC9MBK, Rick, followed up with David, K9 Bravo Sierra Charlie, and then Brent, and part of the Amateur Radio Society of Bologna, KI9G, N9AMB, Amber, and K9JOC, Chelsea, KG9DK, also John over in Bartholomew County. Are there any other short time check-ins with the suffix of your call, Alpha through November?
KD9RUY, Kilo Delta Niner, Romeo Uniform Yankee, Steve, Westport, short time.
Now, Alpha through Zulu, A through Z. This is the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net.
9 Romeo Papa Bravo, KD9 RPB, Bruce in Vermont County.
0 TQ, Kilo 0 Tango Quebec, Mike, Jennings County, short time, thank you.
Delta 9, Romeo Victor Papa, Ryan, Elizabethtown, short time.
Short time. All right, very good. I'll run through that group and find group it is. We've got K9RMR, K0 Tango Quebec. Mike over in Jennings County. Thanks for checking in, Mike. That might be a new check-in or a new call sign. KD9RVP, Romeo Victor Papa, Ryan in E-Town. And then KB9DDO, Earl on short time. Any other short time stations with no traffic? Alpha through Zulu. Saturday's Aries SET or Simulated Emergency Test.
Double.
Okay, there was a double last station. Please call again.
This is WB9 U.S.A with a comment on the Aries testing.
Go ahead, WB9 U.S.A.
Lawrenceburg group over there in Dearborn County is also going to be involved at 147.285, kilo 146.2, and I also believe that the areas are going to be on HF 3.900, up or down a little bit depending on the noise and stuff like that. This is WB9 USX, back to net control.
Okay, Kurt, I did not scroll down far enough, so yeah, for people in the eastern part of our coverage area, you might want to do 147.285. It looks like CW frequency will be on 3.538, and then the Indiana HF is going to be 3895 plus or minus. Indiana 3895, Kentucky 3900, 3.900, and Illinois 3.905. So 3895 plus or minus on Indiana, 3900, and then up 10 from that, 3905 for Illinois. So we've got that. And then if you're running WinLink, they'll be on Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee Tango Alpha, so KC9 YTA. So if you're doing that, there's also a Wires X room, and I believe that is it. There's going to be a C4FM, but that's not listed on here. Indiana linksouth.com may have some information on that. Any other questions or comments for the upcoming weekend simulated emergency for Aries? Do my best to get us some permission to link to one of those two, either the Bloomington 14664 or the Decatur 146.555 or 955. We'll go regular check-ins, Alpha through Zulu, A through Z.
Randy from N9CJT, Noel in Columbus.
November 9, India Charlie Victor, Chris and Osgood.
N9 JWR Jerry, Elizabethtown.
Alpha through Zulu for regular check-ins on the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net.
WB9 USX, Jennings County.
USX got you. Anyone else? Top of the list, Noel. Good evening. N9CJT.
Hi, Jerry and the group. Well, I don't have much concerning ham radio, but I've been an internet radio fan for many years because it gets me WUOL in Louisville and WCLV in Cleveland, Ohio, both of which are beyond the reach of my current antenna systems. And I really enjoy listening to classical music. Well, in April of this year, my little black box internet radio quit working. And I figured I would troubleshoot it someday and just set it aside, and didn't get around to it until this week. and let me reset. After troubleshooting the device, I found absolutely nothing wrong. It was in perfect condition. And so I put the error message that it displayed into a web browser and discovered that the reason it quit working in April was because the gateway that it was hooked into by EEPROM no longer exists. And the company that made it doesn't have an exchange program going, but they are happy to sell me the new upgraded version that goes to a gateway that does exist. Now I asked them via email when the planned obsolescence shutdown date of that gateway would be, and they wouldn't answer that question. So anyway, that's the news from the north central portion of Columbus, Indiana this evening. 7:30 everyone, and 9 CJT clear and listening. Back to net.
Okay, no, nothing like a little surprise planned obsolescence. Well, I don't know, I'm going to ask you a quick question. Are you familiar with any of the online SDR radios that are linked into the internet? Have you explored that?
I'm not. Are you?
Well, in a closeted manner. But there are a number of individuals, if not hundreds, that have SDR radios connected to their web browsers, and you can log on to that. One of them, I think, is SDR.HU Hotel Uniform. That's one that I have frequently visited, have been to it for a while. And you can get in there and tune that radio yourself. The one I use frequently is one of Bob Hawkins up in Edinburgh, and they're all over the world. And he can have 4 users in there tuning that radio to different stations simultaneously, and it's actually quite interesting. And so explore online SDR radios, and you may find just the little niche of classical music that you're looking for.
Beans. N9CJT back to net. Thanks, Randy.
And SDR.Hotel Uniform is still online, and they have a little one called the Kiwi SDR, and you'll figure it out. You're just sitting there looking at the interface, and you can tune it. It's a little arduous at first, but you're a smart guy. You get it. Okay, so have fun with that, and get back with me next week on what you find out. N9ICV Chris, what's going over there in Motorola land, the Batwing King?
Well, N9ICV. Every Motorola is singing like a bird once in the car when it's on the road. As I'm sure you saw in that Instagram post with the newest one, new to me, but old to someone else. That thing's been working like a fantastic charm as a recent history, and I've been real happy with articulate audio, so on and so forth. It's really another nice added bonus to the Motorola gear that just keeps on landing in my lap. But, that was what I'd say an early birthday gift. That's Friday, 5th, my 31st. So, figured I'd spend a little bit on myself. Besides, I got promoted at work, everything else. I've been kind of looking up, except for one of the tiny problems that plays itself. And it's going to require a lot more heavy lifting and a little bit more mechanical knowledge. It's more along the lines of a little bit more heavy lifting and equipment that does not have to fix that issue. The transmission on the car's been giving me a little bit of a fit. I know what the problem is. I thought I tried to see if I could do it myself today. Well, when I started diving into it, I realized, no, I cannot, because have the tools that were required for the job I do not have, nor do I have open access to, so I thought this is going to be in order. I already got the parts, so it's just a matter of getting it in and getting those solenoids replaced. It's going to be the fun part. Once I do that, then I can take care of the rest myself. So I've been kind of beating my head on that all evening and going, oh darn, I thought I was close, but I wasn't. So that's pretty much how that game's going to play. Thought about barbecuing next Friday, but the weather has other plans in mind. I know it's too soon. Let me drop this thing here. It's too soon to say for certain that that's going to be the case, but they're saying next Friday they're going for rain. I was like, well, I was going to barbecue for Thursday, but looks like that idea just got tossed out the window. And with the recent issue that's going on with this thing right now, that might have just killed any idea or plans I might have had in mind, but it is what it is. Take it for what it's worth. So, send it back over to you. Keep the Motorola's running hot like they always are. And night.
Alright, Chris, I had to turn the audio up a little bit on that. Your carrier was okay, but audio was just a little low, so you might want to check into that. But yes, the weather is going to control everything we do from this point forward until the sun decides to get over here and heat us up again. I'm not even going to think about that. So have a good week with that. Hope you get your project rolling along there. Noel, and ITGG, if you're still listening, I gave you bad information. SDRHU is offline. Try kiwi, like the kiwi fruit, kiwi SDR, and I think that'll get you going. All right, well, let's see what we got to do with that. Now we're over to on the Edinburgh link, N9JWR, on the N9JWR repeater.
Hello, Randy, and everybody else out there. Just like to say hello, and glad that, Randy, you do what you do every week. Your faithfulness is just outstanding. I'd just like to remind everybody that the JCARA November monthly meeting is next Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. via Zoom, and it will be probably most likely our last Zoom meeting for the year. And if you would like to attend, just please email me at n9jwr@yahoo.com, and we will discuss some items that's currently going on, and maybe some things that's going on in the background that's normally not whatever going on, and a few other items of business. But cooler weather is upon us. I think tonight's low around the Columbus area is going to be like 36. The motorcycle's going to have to sit. It's too cold for me to ride below 40, so not very fond. Let's see, according to my chart, at about 35 degrees at 55 miles an hour is about 34, no, let's see here, miles per hour, 55, that's about 33, so not very hip on riding in just above freezing. So anyways, anxious for next Tuesday evening, and then the December meeting, we will have our meeting at the EMA training office, and we will have a dinner, our usual typical yearly dinner, so please come hungry. Other than that, about all I have to say. Back to net control. This is N9JWR. Take care, and good evening. God bless.
Very good, Jerry. Thanks for the update. And here's my bad news, and it's my loss. On Sunday, December 5th, I will be pulling into a home in Newport Richey, Florida, and will not be returning back until December 20th. I'm going to miss the feedback. That is very disappointing. Maybe you can zoom me on that. Zoom me a picture of the food. Oh, well. I'll trade that for Florida. And let's see. Let's go over to Kurt. WB9 U.S.A. Kurt.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Randy, doing a good job, as usual. I don't have much to add other than the Aries thing this weekend. I'm not looking forward to, we're supposed to have some scattered frost in the lowlands around here. I'm not looking for that at all. And I'm not looking for the cold weather like Jerry said. It just gets to be a little much. Particularly, of course, we ride ATVs and everything, and boy, you get the full wind on those things. And so they're just pretty much garage bound, unless we have snow, and then I use the ATV that's got a plow on it to plow driveways. But other than that, I think I'm about ready to hibernate. So with that, pass along 73s, everybody, and catch you later down the page. This is WB9 U.S.A. Expect Net Control.
Roger, Kurt. Thanks for giving us the update on that Lawrenceburg 147-285 for Saturday. Appreciate that. Well, we're at the bottom of the list. Is anyone else that would like to check in short time or have anything they would like to pass along? This is the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net with K9 EFN. Any calls, any comments, any questions?
JWR.
In 9JWR.
Hey, Randy, I was wondering if I can have a quick RF with you on here on the 525 right after the net.
Yes, if you will give me about a couple of minutes to have a personal detail that I need to take care of. And I'll be right, and I'll let you know as soon as I'm back. It won't be long, I promise. Anything else for the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net before we close it down? Next week, as Jerry mentioned, we'll have the Zoom meeting. Contact N9JWR at yahoo.com to get the sign-in information, find out all the inside information on what's going on that we don't broadcast on the radio. It may be something interesting or beneficial to you. Now, let's make it intriguing. Otherwise, we'll be back. Anyone ever want to have any comments? Anyone want to run the net? It's all there for everyone. Just email kb90fn@gmail.com and N9JWR. I'll be back in a few minutes.
The N9JWR link has been disconnected.
JWR repeater system, PL tone 103.5, Edinburgh and Shelby County. Have a great day, 73.
K9RMR. K9RMR.
CQ. Calling South Central Area Net. This is K9OPL. My name is Joe, located here in Columbus. Serving as net control for this session of the South Central Area Net. This net meets every Tuesday evening beginning at 8:30 p.m. local time on the Columbus Amateur Radio Club 2-meter repeater operating on this frequency, 146.79 megahertz, using a minus offset and a PL tone of 103.5 hertz. That meets for the purpose of passing traffic, promoting good fellowship among amateur radio operators, and practicing net procedures. All stations licensed to operate on this frequency are encouraged to participate this evening. Before we begin, do we have any emergency traffic for the net this evening? Please call net control. your name, give your FCC call sign in plain English, as well as giving it in standard ITU phonetics. Do we have any announcements? And no announcements, we will begin to take short time stations. If you'd like to be short time, meaning you won't stick around for comments later, please call now.
Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, Randall and Rueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Joe, and everybody else on the net this evening.
DK, who got in there first, and I think that was WB9SMC. Was that you, Don?
Negative. I was going to check in afterwards.
Oh, okay. The other station that attempted to check in after John, please call.
Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, Randall and Rueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Joe, and everybody on the net this evening. Hopefully you got me this time.
K9RMR, sure got you, Randall. Thank you very much, and thank you for doing the net last week, my friend. I appreciate it. And I got all that information from you. Showtime, other stations, please. K9OPL, the South Central area then. I'll give one more call for showtime stations.
K9RVP, Kilo Delta 9, Romeo Victor Papa, Ryan, Bartholomew County.
Romeo Victor Papa, Ryan. Was there another one?
Yeah, Kilo Delta 9er, Romeo Uniform Yankee, KD9RUY, Steve, Decatur County. Hello, Joe. Hello, everyone.
Hey, very good. KD9 Romeo Uniform Yankee, got you down. Good evening. Any other short time? OPL with the South Central area net. And we're going to move on to regular check-ins. And I will take stations with suffixes alpha through hotel, please.
This is Whiskey 2, Bravo, Bravo, India, W2 BBI. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening, Joe, from N9CJT, November 9 Charlie, Juliet Tango, Noel in Columbus.
And W2BBI, Bruce, and N9CJT, Noel, got you too. Any others, suffixes beginning with the letters alpha through hotel? Call signs with suffixes beginning with the letters India through Romeo.
Kilo Delta 9, Romeo Papa Bravo, KD9RPP, Bruce in Columbus.
WE9MI, Whiskey Echo 9, Mike India, Mike, Bartholomew County.
KD9RPB, Bruce, WE9MI, Mike. Good evening. Any others, India through Romeo? Suffixes Sierra through Zulu, please, for check-ins.
Don, Columbus, Indiana.
Take the entire alphabet. Anyone else who'd like to check in to the South Central area net? Some comments, and perhaps we'll pick up some additional check-ins as we proceed. Let's go back to W2BBI. Bruce, good evening.
Good evening, Joe and the net. The one thing I'd like to bring up is that I have my packet station on the air. It's W2BBI. And anybody'd like to try bouncing off of it or sending me a note or doing anything like that, or to try to use it as a digit-peter to go to other packet stations, give it a whirl. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Anyway, kind of hope somebody will jump in and do that. So far, only have one. That's Jim Anderson. So everybody have a good evening, and back to you, Joe, W2BBI.
thanks for doing that. I know it's always good learning, good fun, and practical to get stuff like that going. Next up, N9, CJT Noel. Good evening.
Good evening, Joe and the net. I'm looking forward to Project W9GFX this Saturday. Hoping everyone is willing to be there by 9 a.m. and hoping that everything regarding storage works out. And that's all I've got this evening. N9 CJT back to net control. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, and thank you, and thanks to all of you. I've seen a lot of good responses and feedback, participation, offers for vehicles, and so on. We've got a good group of hams in this area, and I'm proud to say that. I mean, I think we really do have a good group, and I like to see everybody jumping in like that. I know there is also a set this weekend. That's a simulated emergency test for those who are not familiar with that terminology. I think it's a tri-state. I have not seen any details on that, but if I get any, I'm going to announce them. If I get them by tomorrow, I'll announce them for the Aries Net tomorrow night. It is an ARES exercise, and of course, everybody should join in if they can. Next up, KD9, Romeo Papa Bravo, Bruce.
Hopefully, someone will send the address out so we'll know where to go. There's a video might add, in addition to the Aries test on Saturday, there's also a worldwide DX contest.
When you checked in earlier, but you were almost more noise than audio at that time, but got some of what you said. I don't know if are you running handheld or are you in a different position this evening?
I'm running the handheld.
Just that transmission right there was normal. It was very good, loud and clear. I don't know if you want to repeat any of it, but that last one, you must be in the right position.
I had the antenna a little horizontal instead of vertical. No, I was just saying that this weekend, along with the Aries test, there's also a worldwide HF contest for DX, so the band will be really busy, and hopefully Noel or someone can send the address out to where we're supposed to be on Saturday. Other than that, K9RMR back to net control.
Very good, thank you. Yeah, you must have kept the radio in its more favorable position that time, because I copied everything. And yeah, so the DX contest, there'll be a busy radio weekend for anybody who wants to be involved in it. WE9MI, Mike, it's good to see you last week, and everybody that got together out at the fire station and all the VEs, and we did get some people passing exams last week. Good evening, Mike, your turn.
K9OPL from W9MI. Evening, Joe, and everybody on the net. Yeah, had a pretty good session of VE testing, and I think, I don't know if it was announced on last week's nets or not, but had, I think, 3 upgrades from technician to general, and 1 new technician got their license. So, pretty good session. But, yeah, that was my first as a VE, actually helping work it, so that was interesting as usual, but a lot of fun anyway. So congratulations to those who have upgraded, and welcome. If I don't think I recognize the new call signs, but if the new ham is listening in, welcome. So aside from that, my new InFed half wave, I don't know, played around and did another round of SWR tests on a damp day, and it didn't look so great, but I don't know, just gonna try to figure out why it might have changed. But other than that, looking forward to helping clean out some ham stuff this Saturday, and that's about it. So I will return it to Net Control, W9MI.
Being involved as a VE last week, and always appreciate you've been, like a lot of the newer members, been very active and everything, and that was great. Had your little daughter with you, and I think I occupied her a little bit, letting her play with my my computer, letting it talk. Hopefully I didn't disturb the testing crew too much. Try not to keep it too loud, but thought I'd give her a little bit of something to do. So anyway, and yeah, I don't remember if I mentioned the upgrades on the Aries net on Wednesday. I know I was not here for the Tuesday net. And once again, thanks for Randall and all those that did check into that net. Well, next up, WB9 SMC. Don, good to hear you on here this evening. Your turn.
Good evening, Joe and the group. I don't have much to comment on it. Last week I tried to check in, and it was very rather small group. The only thing I wanted to comment or had a question about was I haven't been on WinLink for some time, so I tried to get my system logged on again, and had all kinds of trouble. And of course, naturally, Windows has had one or two or more updates, and it wasn't working the way it was supposed to, because I had it working perfectly at one time. But in the meantime, I was looking through a couple back issues of U.S.A, and there was an article regarding Windows 10 and how it records your COM ports, and it doesn't forget. So if you assign a device to a particular COM port initially, it remembers it forever. But anyhow, this article explained it in some detail, and quite honestly, I still have to go back and finish the details and see if I can get it hooked up again. But it was frustrating, to say the least, just like other Windows upgrades. But if any others are having similar problems, like I say, there's an issue. I think it's two issues back in QSC that there's an article discussing how to change the COM ports and reset them back to the original. And one thing I also noticed, it was no longer can you go onto a device manager and look up your COM ports. You got to go through a few hoops to do that. So good luck with Windows. Anyhow, back to you, Joe, WB9SMC.
Very good, WB9SMC, K9OPL. Yeah, Windows, sometimes I want to shoot it. I had to re-image my whole laptop because one of the updates messed it up, and I'm one or two updates back now. I think I'm running 20H1, and I think 20H2 is what screwed up my machine, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go forward or not. We'll see. I'll have to find out if it just because it somehow didn't install correctly or what the deal was. Of course, 11's on its way out, and we don't know what that's going to be like. The other comment about WinLink is I know for me, I was using Winmore protocol, and nobody's using that one anymore. You have to go to RDOP. So you might, if you're not already there, which you might be, I might be one of the ones that are too far back. I had stayed off it for a little while. When I got back on, I was still trying to use Winmore, and of course couldn't connect to anything. But for those of you, anybody who might have been in that situation, you've got to go to at least RDOP, ARDOP. And most of what were Winmore stations are now using RDOP, so you should have no trouble connecting to ones that you might be used to. Well, this is K9OPL, the South Central Area Net. I do too many nets, and I can't remember which one I'm doing. This is the South Central Area Net. And this is K9OPL, and I'll stand by for additional check-ins. But I'm actually doing right now this net, the BC Aries net, and this Thursday and last Thursday doing the Indiana statewide D-Star net. So I'm liable to announce all three nets on each one of them until I get the right one. Hi. Oh boy. Anyway, this is K9OPL with the South Central Area Net. Do we have anyone else or any other rechecks? By the time we close, I want to thank all of you, and I'm sure a lot of you will be getting together Saturday to help that gentleman move out a bunch of equipment, and I thank all of you for all of the effort and the storage space, the vehicles, the hands, everything involved in doing that, and hope everybody has some good fellowship while they're at it. Maybe find some goodies. As soon as I get any information on the emergency test for this weekend, I will try to pass it along. If anybody does have any, either pass it along now or send out something on the reflectors. This is K9OPL. One more call, and then we're going to close it. OPL saying 73s.
W2BBI, K9RMR. W2BBI, K9RMR. K9RMR, no response, 73 clear. K9OPL, K9RMR. K9OPL, K9RMR. K9RMR, no response, 73 clear.